Now, unfortunately, guys, you're not hearing me sing today. It's been and done.
That was good. I really enjoyed that.
I feel a lot better coming into D Uncut. Welcome, Dos.
Thanks, mate. Nice jumper.
Thank you, mate. I've
been pressing you to wear this.
Yeah, didn't know.
I genuinely think it's a nice jumper.
Nice vintage little
Vinnies
fit.
or
No, it was
Savers?
Yeah, it was one of those kind of op shops.
How much?
I can't remember. I think it was $15. For
good's
those,
that?
if you're listening, go and check out YouTube so you can have a look. Now, we've got a very special announcement today, but are we holding it till the next segment?
just bite your tongue for a
All right, I'm
minute.
going to bite my tongue. So, all right, well, we can't really...
Because it's bloody big.
It's massive. The biggest news we've ever shared on the Dos and D show is coming today.
It's unbelievable what we're going to announce.
It's going to be massive. So that's come out. So we're not going to give
And
you
we've been teasing it just subtly.
Subtly, we've been teased. I hope you've guessed from the clues. But we're not going to announce what the segments are for the rest of the show because the whole show's going to be structured around it, outside of a nice little confession booth. But
Thanks to GCO.
Thanks to GCO. But of course, we like to give everyone an update. And I want to start with you. You've just come back from Perth, Western Australia.
I'll let my inner child come out.
And what were you doing in Perth?
Just a bit of wrestling.
So how was it?
It was great. I tried to obviously get you along, but you're not really into wrestling these days anymore. So
I might be in a few episodes' time.
it was awesome. So me and about 5 mates, we all just we decided, you know what, John Cena's coming back for one last time.
Yeah.
My childhood hero. And we thought, let's pay the cash and let's go. So
Boys trip to Perth.
Never been to Perth or WA before, so really enjoyed the weather, enjoyed the people, enjoyed the city. Great city, actually.
Did you see much of it?
No.
Not as much as Richardson running a marathon.
I know. Yeah, you go away for a boys trip, and one of the boys decides to sign up for the half marathon. Didn't that make me feel like shit? But I did train in the gym for I went 3 or 4 times while I was there because we were there for 5 days. So, and I must say it was special seeing John Cena. I loved that. It was good.
They make a bit of cash. I heard the appearances. The
wrestlers. So basically, it's crazy what they do. So as in how much money people spend on this. It's absurd. So not absurd. I don't want to say absurd, but because I understand for some people this is like their WrestleMania. Like they're not going to go overseas for it. But so the WWE came to Perth and they did 3 shows. So they did like 3 actual live shows from Australia to America. And they did SmackDown, then a pay-per-view, and then Monday Night Raw. I'm just trying to explain to people that don't know. That's all. What's with the laughing?
No, I'm just laughing for those.
Because there are people that won't know.
No, 100%.
Yeah. So me and 5 mates, we all went over.
Lovely.
And had the best time ever.
Fantastic. Yeah. And outside of, did you get on the piss at all? Or did you?
Funnily enough, I think this is where the stage... I've gotten to a stage now where I go, I think I've really matured.
Yeah.
When it comes to that.
With the boys, though?
Genuinely, yes.
And the other stuff? Or no?
There was none of that other stuff.
No, well done, boys.
Even, so to put it in perspective, one of them, Huey, and I know you won't listen, I've never met a man who loves to socialise and loves beers more than this man, and loves sport. To put it into perspective, he picked me up from the airport on Thursday, on the Thursday morning, and we're flying in. He knocks on my door. He's wearing LA Lakers socks. He's wearing LA Lakers shorts. He's wearing a Pittsburgh Steelers t-shirt and a Liverpool cap. This man loves sport so much. And he's happily engaged. He's got no one to impress. He loves a beer. And we went over and we had the best time ever. But the first night on the Friday, he just wanted to go out after the wrestling. I was like, mate.
I'd be the same, though.
I'm not going out. None of us wanted to go out.
See, that's surprising me. You're out there, you're with the boys. So
but it's late. It was like midnight by the time he finished.
Yeah.
And then he wants to go out and have a few shandies, and I was tired. But I said, I promise you, tomorrow night we will go out. And then on the Saturday night we went to Crown.
Oh, how was Crown Perth?
I lost $100.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I thought it was 50 the other day.
No, I lost 100.
Oh, you lost 100. What were you
Did
playing?
I tell you it was 50?
Yeah, you told me 50. Roulette?
No, it was 100.
Roulette, blackjack, what were you playing?
I played a bit of roulette and a bit of Casino Wars.
Casino Wars.
Oh, I won on that.
Did you?
Yeah, I won. For
those that don't know gambling, Casino Wars is you get a card, the dealer gets a card, and the highest card wins.
I must say, I did have it's sad. I said it to you. It's very sad when you walk through a casino, and if you haven't for a long time, which I hadn't, since we had our daytime spin
Well,
on a
hang
Monday
hang
morning.
Let's just not go too far past that.
Sorry.
We decided one day we had to meet up. We had to meet up to transfer data or something in the city, and we're outside the casino. We said it was like 2:00 on a Tuesday. We're like, should we just go in? And we took
We
20.
both got cash
we
out.
took $20 each, and we were in there for about.
And I lost it, and you won.
I won $10. I was happy.
Yeah, but
Big gamblers that we
yeah,
are.
this one guy was just playing casino. Was sitting there by himself, and I just watched him put. It was 25 minimum every time, and he 25 minimum lost about 7 times.
Oh, see, no,
Yeah,
no fun. No,
so-
if you want to play, you want to play for fun. Speaking of gambling, I actually, and a former guest, Mark Zara, we had him on, and that episode
I know.
go gangbusters.
I know. Across socials and YouTube.
Thank you to everyone who
all
watched
the
or listened
listens.
to that or engaged online.
Some very
but
funny comments, which one guy in particular on YouTube just he
doesn't
had a real
like
crack at us,
Doesn't
didn't he?
like us. Don't know who you are, but thank you. But I actually had a little bet on the ponies on the weekend. I just backed our boys. I backed Mark Zara. I backed the Hayes boys. You know, anyone that's associated with Dos and D. And I tell you what, guys, that's what we have to do. It was cash over.
Did it get up?
Mark Zara. Now we asked, what does it mean when you have good hands? I learnt that lesson. He was unbelievable. But the other thing I wanted to bring up, you've definitely done your fair bit of travelling lately. You also went camping, and now the body language changes a little bit. Suddenly
I've
he
become
shuffles
tense.
back. For those that are listening, he's got his crossed arms. So what did something bad happen?
No, well, kind of. I
Now the legs are crossed. Here we go.
So basically, what happened was Garni, bunch of her mates.
Yep.
We went to a wedding about a year ago to a property out in Hillsville. Some friends of ours or friends of Garni's who I'm now friends with, they got married out at this big property. So we had this amazing wedding out it was like a festival wedding. It was great. So we went back to that same farm. I don't know. I probably didn't need to bring up the wedding.
No.
We went to this farm
You
in
went to the
Hillsville.
John Farnham.
We went to this farm in Hillsville with this big, crew of people just recently. And it was bring your own tent or swag, or we're just going to camp at the farm. And there's a perfectly good house sitting up there, like with rooms
I'm
and a
with
heater and
I'm with ya.
and a kitchen and it's like, no, bring your tent. All right. So we didn't have a tent, so we had to borrow someone's tent. So we borrowed friends of Garni's their tent, and it was a blow up tent. Have you ever heard of a blow up tent, inflatable tent?
I haven't, but I assume it's
What are you
I think
picturing?
when I used to stay at my grandma's as a kid, she had an inflatable mattress. We'd blow up when I'd stay in.
Yeah.
I'm guessing something similar to that,
So when you put a tent together and there's poles and you
Yeah.
put all the poles together and
like the old school.
old school. Well, instead of that, everything's already assembled and the poles are inflatables. So they're not poles, they're like pipes.
Oh,
So it's like you just connect this like pump
Yeah.
and you pump up the whole tent. And the whole tent just goes from being nothing on the ground to then it just turns into an actual
tent.
tent.
That sounds like my kind of
Well,
thing. Yeah.
me too. I was
Yeah.
very excited by the pump up
Prospect.
tent. No work for me. I did it all myself. I was done before everyone else. How good's that? Made sure I pegged it down.
I feel like there's a butt coming.
Big butt. I won't be buying one of them, that's for sure.
What happened?
Because basically that night I slept 1 hour, probably not even, because you wouldn't read about it, but it was probably the windiest night on history in Hillsville. And basically the whole night, the whole tent just kept falling into us. Like the inflatable poles just kept falling, and it was just the tarp was going crazy. I had to get up and repeg it twice. Didn't sleep at all. And then the next morning, like a couple of the other people that were there were looking, and they could see from their swags. They could just see the tent. The tent was just falling in on itself, and then
grumpy
unfolding
dust
and
comes
folding
out.
in. It was just terrible. I was so angry. Didn't sleep. Didn't want to be there. Just wanted to go home. So you don't like camping, and that's why.
No, well, I just.
How was your grand final day
anyway? Yeah, from grumpy to time for my grumpy story. No, grand final day was great. Great game. Very happy for the Brisbane Lions. But I told you, I think last time I've got a new housemate.
You're going out a lot. I am noticing.
Yeah, well, I enjoy it.
Yeah, you're a single man.
I do enjoy going out and having a little chat. And I went out grand final night and.
Where'd you go?
Well, initially I caught up with my housemate and a couple of his mates. It was in St Kilda at a place down there.
Oh,
and,
you nearly said establishment.
I did. I stopped
yeah,
myself.
good. Well done.
And so we're in this establishment, and it was good. And one thing led to another. But I was a bit like you. I was in a bit of a bad mood. I don't know why.
The mood turned rather sour.
It did, because I rocked up and I had to stand in line to get into this place, and I didn't want to stand in line. And I witnessed two people push in, and I called them out.
Did you?
I called
I
out.
didn't know that.
Yeah, I told you this. I thought I told you this. I called
No,
out.
you haven't told me that.
I called out these 2 girls pushed right in, and I said, I literally, I can't remember exactly what I said, but I basically said no.
Back to
And
did they go back?
They said, well, the line's not moving anyway. I said, well, that doesn't matter, does it? And then they had 2 guys with them, and the guys stood behind me, but the girls were trying to put. I thought, fuck you. So it put me in a bad mood.
Did they get in before you?
We all got in the exact same time, but we got in. It was very crowded, and I was, when you're just getting edgy. So I'm standing.
I can't deal with these nights.
Standing
anymore.
waiting to get a drink, and I'm just getting bumped into, not by any purpose, just people. It's so crowded in this place. And then I saw this same girl that cut the line. She's cutting the line in front of everyone to get her drinks, and it was just enraging me. So I was getting a bit annoyed.
Oh, that's enraging me.
And then anyway,
Wow.
we leave, and the boys say, we're going to another place, a much more well-known place in St Kilda. Yeah, Esplanade. And I said, yeah, you know what? Fine, I'll come. And they went off to the bushes. They had a key in their hand. I don't know what they were doing. I decided I'm not going to go and engage in that behaviour. But that got them in a rather jolly mood. Unlike myself, so I'm standing.
You were still fuming with rage.
Maybe I needed
some of that fairy dust.
Maybe I needed. I need a bit of devil's dandruff. So anyway, we're standing in line, get into this place, and the same thing's happening. I'm getting pushed around, and I'm bubbling over, and then we go into the bathrooms. I went to take a piss, and there was a urinal. There was a cubicle open, so I went in, shut the door, pissing.
You've always been a cubicle weir. You've never been a urinal.
Not as much. You are right.
Yeah.
I used to be, but now I just go
Whatever's available.
quickest option.
Yeah.
Went into one, and as I'm in there, someone's banging on the door, and they obviously had a key themselves that we're rather interested in because they're literally going, hurry up, and I'm like, I've been in there like 20 seconds at this stage. I'm like, fuck off. So
How rude.
So I'm pissing, and finished. And open the door, and this little, it was probably like my height. He kind of goes, what the fuck were you doing there, wanking, mate? And I said, I literally just said, F off, C, basically.
Called him a C.
I did. I just said, I just brushed. I said, fuck off, C. Like, that's what I said. And then he walked past and he brushed me, and saw red. And I literally grabbed him by the t-shirt, and I just went bang into the cubicle door, and I just walked off. I told him to F off again. And
I can see. Look at you. Look at your hands.
Yeah, I was angry. And funny, about 2 weeks later, I was out in another place in Richmond and went into the bathroom, and they were all Dos and D fans, all taking photos and talking about the podcast.
Have you told me about that?
I think I did. Went in.
You haven't told me about that.
Oh, they were all very excited. They all listened to Dos and D.
Funny, they all want to tell you when you're in the toilet together, not when you're out in the pub.
Yeah, I know. Do it in a nice public place next
in front of the women.
Yeah, well, there was women involved later in the night, but that's another story for another day. But that was, I was not happy, and that was my grand final night basically. So I stood up to myself. So I'm not
proud of you.
I'm not a fighter anymore.
No.
You know what I was like when I was 16.
Yeah, I've seen you. Really tassel on with.
Since I'm 18, have you ever seen me?
Never.
Nothing.
Maybe on the footy field. That's different.
I don't think
I've seen you.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen you. I saw it last year once.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you
it.
weren't happy.
But outside of that, I'm pretty tame, but that just pushed me over the edge. So, and this is it. This sounds really, I don't know why, I may as well share it. Fuck it. I don't know how I started finding myself watching a bit of Jersey Shore lately. I don't know why. I don't know how. And I was a bit inspired by them getting into fights in nightclubs. So I was kind of
that's terrible.
I was kind of a bit ready to go. But anyway, nothing happened. So.
Geordie Shore was better, in my opinion.
Never saw it.
Yeah, you're actually taking me back a bit. This sounds really pathetic, but I remember watching Geordie Shore to prep me for schoolies.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember.
This
is going to be the time of my life. I'm going to be, with all my mates.
And then you found Christianity on day night one. What were those?
I forgot the Red Frogs.
The Red Frog saved you.
I found Christianity on night one.
After a night of sinning,
I was actually thinking about this recently. I remember my first night out, we went to this Irish bar, whatever, on Cavill Avenue, which is like obviously where it all is, where the hub is. And we stayed a little bit out. So it took us about 15 minutes to drive in. And we went to this little Irish bar, and I hooked up on the first night in this Irish bar.
Here he is.
No, and
I
thought to myself, this is going to be a massive week, right?
Yeah.
Within the space of an hour, I met the Red Frogs in the same bar, and I didn't kiss another woman. So for the whole trip.
Red Frogs, just for those.
They're awesome. They're
fantastic.
Great. So it's a volunteer organisation, and they have all these volunteers. They just basically roam the streets, help and walk everyone.
Make sure they get
make
home
sure
safe.
everyone's safe.
In
Giving them water. They've got little activations. They even go out to their hotel rooms, cooking pancakes, like all this kind of stuff.
Just a quick question though. In hindsight, do you wish you met the Red Frogs on the last night of the trip, not the first?
No, I would say if it meant I didn't meet my good mate Owie,
Yep.
I would take this. I'd
Yep.
rather,
Yeah, of
I'd
course.
rather have met him and not had my school's experience the way I'm probably
Not
originally
quite your
planned
Geordie
it.
Shore. Well, I think that could be enough foreplay. On the other side of this Fleet Plan Hire commercial, I think it's time to reveal the big
Mate,
news.
I'm a bit nervous. I'm excited, and it's something we've been cooking up for a long time.
We'll be right back after the break. All right, guys, the big news is just probably 60 seconds or less away. But before we drop it, it's time for a quick word from our friends, Fleet Plan Hire Solutions. Dossie boy.
You know who FBH are. You're here every week. You hear us talk about them, the biggest, the best, everything you need earth-moving equipment-wise. Fleet Plan Hire provider. Essentially, they're the middleman. They own the equipment. They provide you with it through a lease. You go to them when you need it, and you give it back to them.
So can I ask a question? I don't have an excavator, but I need one. Who do I go see?
You got a Fleet Plan Hire Solutions.
Okay, well, I need a truck to move it. I don't own a truck. I don't have one.
No, you don't have to buy one. You go to them and borrow one.
So you're talking all that kind of hire. That's who I go
All
to?
legalities sorted. You don't have to stress. They look after everything.
So when I'm driving down the highways of Adelaide or Brisbane or Melbourne, I see these massive projects, these government projects, I see all this stuff going on. Who's probably responsible for it?
Fleet Plan Hire.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
I think that says it all. Visit fbh.com.au right now to find out more information, and we'll get back to D Uncut, where we are about to drop the biggest news yet.
That's it. Starting to feel like home
It is.
because Dos and D are heading to the United States of America. Woo! It's happening.
It is happening. We've teased this.
Do I turn it off?
Yeah, maybe turn it off.
I'm just having it on in the background.
Yeah,
you know?
nice little
Yeah.
fade out transition. I like it. No, we've teased it for a few weeks now. We've given you hints in words of song, hints in some poor footage that we never want to rehash again.
Some previous experience in the
Previous
country.
experience. I think
Yeah.
some more coming up later on the show. But yeah, it's official. We've
Podcast tour.
podcast tour. Now, the reason we got the news probably 4 to 5 months ago that this would be happening, but what we like to do is we don't like to say, like when we have a guest come on the show, until they've sat here and recorded the interview, we don't like to say it, just in case.
We don't advertise it. We don't push it.
In case something
Yeah.
falls through. And all I'll say is to get this thing off the ground has been the most amount of work we've ever done in the 5.5 years. It's been
It's the
months
biggest thing we've ever done.
by a long
Yeah.
way, but it's now actually by the time this episode goes out, we'll be on the streets of New York City, which is very exciting.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's
It's
just a few weeks away.
It's such a huge achievement, I think, now to officially say that it's happening.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about it for years that we wanted to do it, but we probably haven't been ready. Like, I reckon we talked about it last year.
Yeah.
And then we were starting to plan this year, and we thought, no, if we're going to do this, let's lock it in. So we locked in a date, a period of time, and then we said, let's go after some guests. And then as soon as some guests say yes,
Well, we said
do
if
it.
one guest that we had in our dream list says yes, then we'll commit.
Well, that says something. So they're on our dream list.
Yeah. So one
So
said yes.
that's pretty big.
One said yes, and then we said, all right, let's do it. And then, but it's amazing how things happen. From the time of recording this, in the last week or two, we've been able to lock in some even more credible guests that we thought, wow. And now we're still talking to a couple more. If they come through, it's going to be party time at Dos and D. But regardless, the trip's going to be huge. And
Why are we going on this trip?
like
Maybe
you said, so
share
we
a bit
did-
more around
so-
why we're doing
So
it.
you said, so when we started our show in 2020, the first kind of big leap we took was we went to England in 2022, pretty much amidst COVID.
We said it was a podcast trip.
We said it was a
didn't
podcast. Well, we went over. Well, yeah, we went over for the intent of podcast, but we had like 700 followers, right? We didn't have
Was it even that much?
maybe not even 650. Like we didn't have many followers, and we decided to go over and try and do some interviews. We interviewed some great people, but we didn't create much content, to be fair. And we just had a great holiday, right? / we kept releasing podcasts.
/ sickness tour.
Sickness tour, yeah, and
I was not well.
No, well, that's coming up later on, and on this show. But basically, what the dream's been to do it properly. And when we say properly, it's not just locking in great guests, but actually bringing some of the team with us. The way we've kind of built this whole thing out is we have a team based here in Melbourne, and we can kind of have the business run on semi-autopilot for a few weeks. and then have us boots on the ground in America, have a team with us to actually capture it, and not just do 8 incredible podcasts, which they'll be, but actually create content that we've dreamt, we've talked about creating for a long time, but haven't been able to yet. And maybe you can elaborate on the type of content people can expect.
Yeah. So
outside of the podcast.
Well, we've always wanted to, and we always get asked about this, like what you guys do, how does it happen?
Yeah.
What goes on behind the scenes? You know, who and how, or how do you get guests? How do you land sponsors? How do you go about actually producing a show like this? And to get it to where we've gotten it to, it's taken a lot of hard work and a lot of hours and a lot of collaborating with different people as well, and growing the team and investing in people and equipment and things like that. So it's been a long time coming. But for us, we thought, all right, if we go to America, let's actually document it. So we'll do 8 really kick-ass interviews with some huge names, but we're going to document the whole thing. So we're going to be going across, is it 7 cities?
Depends if this interview goes through. But
Yeah.
It could be 7 cities, yeah.
So 7 cities, but
In how many days?
like 15?
No, 12.
12? Okay, I've got that wrong. 12 days. Jeez, that's going to be intense. Sorry, I'm probably adding on the travel time. That's what I'm adding on either end of it. But we're going to be doing like a vlog in each city.
Yep.
And we're going to be doing, say, some DOS&D challenges. So some YouTube created challenges. So you and I will go off and do like a scavenger hunt around, a certain city perhaps, or, depending on where we go. Is there a theme? Is there a country western theme? Are we going to Austin potentially?
Woo!
And, running amok over there and doing a challenge and getting involved.
Do you want to talk about some of the cities? Like, I don't think, we won't say names, but do you want to talk about some of the cities we're going
maybe
to?
we go through a bit of the itinerary.
Well, yeah, so New York is where we're going to start, because we're going to start probably the furthest away from where we are now, and then...
well, that's where we are right now, probably, when this comes
exactly.
out.
And I've just met you over there. I've gone a couple of weeks early, and...
we'll touch on that too.
Okay, we'll touch on that. So, New York, and then into... then we got to do a very quick pit stop in Pittsburgh.
For someone very special.
Fly in, fly out.
It's a FIFO job.
FIFO job, and then off to Miami, where you've been before. I haven't been yet, so there's a couple big... I'm excited for Miami. And then off to Austin, which is probably my personal favourite city in the States.
You've done some real damage there, haven't you?
Fly out in Vegas, but this fly out we may push that to a night at least.
Well, it might be no sleep.
Yeah, I think we might. And then we finish in LA, but there may be a trip to Hawaii, another place close to your heart that I'm sure we'll touch on.
I've got very
on.
fond memories of that country.
Maybe not as romantic as the last time you were there.
I shouldn't have said country, that's state.
State. But yeah, so again, without saying too much, obviously that's kind of what we've got planned. Again, to put this together, we kind of pinpointed a few that one of the guests that said yes was based in one of those cities. We chose a few others that we thought we'd target, and then just through circumstances, there's people based all over the place. We've been happy to fly in, fly out if need be for certain people. But, I mean, Bryce, our videographer, who's coming with us, he's going to be producing the whole trip. There's a camera on him now. He said, he used the term, we're going to be zombies. And I think we will. By the time we come back, going into the Fleet Plan Christmas party a few days later,
I know.
we're going to be Rob zombies. So...
well, let's throw it to the team. I mean, so Bryce is coming with us. He's going to be shooting the whole time. So obviously going to 7 cities. We're pumped to have Bryce with us. And then, funnily enough, which we've only worked out this morning, that the great man, Jared Schlong, Jared is going to be over in the States as well.
Same time.
Same time.
And
so he's going out for a holiday.
We're crossing over one of the cities at the same time.
So it could work out very well. But Bryce, how are you feeling about it, mate?
Yeah, flick that mic on, Bryce. I'd love to hear it, because this is different for you. So talk to us.
I'm feeling very excited, but also scared at the same time. Scared because I know we're all going to be so buggered.
Yeah, it's going to be...
And it's going to be such a intense trip, but it's going to be amazing. We're going to meet some pretty cool people, go to some pretty cool places, and
the content?
The content's going to be...
It's exciting, because it's something you've been passionate about, this style of content. You've pushed us to do it.
Yeah,
it's not that
100%.
it's not that we haven't wanted to do it. It's just with everything that we do, and you guys will see this. If you follow this trip, you'll see a bit more behind the scenes of probably us running the business from America too. You'll see when we say we run a business, it's not just a podcast, what you see. This is a big enough job. There's another side of things too that we do day to day. And that's why this kind of content's hard to create, but we really want to make a conscious effort moving forward from kind of this day on. This is the type of stuff you've seen. You've been a big advocate of it.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a big part of helping us grow even further.
Yep.
It's just the kind of content that people are more inclined to click on.
Now, Jared, just you head over to the mic for a second. We don't get to hear enough from you, but obviously from what you've heard, what are your thoughts? I mean, you're our number one editor, so are you excited to edit this content? Or
Oh, yeah, it's just the caliber of guests.
Yes. Come on. I like the tease.
It's good. You've been part of the team for a while. You've seen it kind of grow, and it's really exciting times.
Oh, yeah, just can't wait for all the guests. Like, a few of them, I'm hoping that they all come through.
Yeah, that's what we're worried
Yeah,
about.
spot on, mate. Yeah.
That's why we're not name dropping anyone just yet.
So where are you going when you're over there? Maybe share us a bit about that.
Well, I'll be going LA, where we might have a crossover there. But we're going San Francisco and then up to Canada and Alaska.
Lovely, mate.
Nice.
Very
Alaska
nice
would be
trip.
cool.
Very
Yeah.
nice trip. So,
Well, we've approved your leave, mate, so it's all good.
yeah.
Just so you know.
In a public forum. And no, thanks, boys. Appreciate that. And probably just the last thing. So for the rest of the show, we're actually going to talk a bit about our individual, because we've both been to the Great Land before.
Couple times each.
And we're going to share a few stories. We're also going to go back in time and share a bit about from our, we're going to say the do's and don'ts of travel, because that's what sometimes people call us.
People confuse our podcast name, Dos and D, with do's and don'ts.
Yeah, I don't know how, but we're gonna actually share the do's and don'ts of travel based on our last trip together, and maybe a couple of other little more domestic areas, and of course we'll wrap it up with a GCO confession. But before that, we just want to say, because of this trip, obviously it's very difficult to get this underway. Not only is there one thing organising it all and trying to liaise, but there's a huge financial factor to it, and we're very lucky to have some brand new partners on board. Do you want to rattle them off?
Well,
Or at least a couple of them.
first and foremost, we need to thank Fleet Plant Hire Solutions. So they've been a huge supporter of the Dos and D show for years now.
Yep.
For many years in a smaller capacity to now being our neighbourhood partner for the last 2 years. So they're coming on board for the trip, which we're absolutely stoked about. Westy and the team that they see what we're doing and they believe in it and they go, Jesus, these boys are having a red hot crack. So we're very grateful for Fleet Plant Hire. There's 2 new partners who I'm sure
Three
new partners.
But they're coming on board in different capacities,
different
which
capacities.
is
So
exciting.
you'll see them across different facets of the content. So we've got Moo,
Yep.
we've got CoinSpot, and we've got Signet as
Yep.
well. Which
You're gonna learn-
3 big companies that have got on board for the tour.
So you're going to learn about all those partners. You'll learn about Moo and CoinSpot across, of course, the podcast. Signet actually jumping on board as an official travel partner. They've got a travel range.
Cool.
So you're going to see them particularly in the vlogs. So guys, again, it's a push. We're really going to make an effort with these vlogs. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube, it's something like 1 in every 100 people that watch our YouTube listen to the show. So that means 99 of you aren't subscribed or not watching. Go and hit subscribe. We want to take you along for this journey. But you're going to see plenty of Signet there. And then, of course, Milkman are coming back on board. They've been on board for a long time. And
We need them for our hygiene throughout
we
the
need
trip.
our hygiene. And great to travel with the Milkman products. So we're very thankful to them. But you will see all of them and more across the trip. Outside of that, is there anything else we need to tease, or is it time to get into the rest of the show?
Maybe we get into the rest of the show.
Okay. Well done. All right, so we said that, and for those that have followed us for a long
Welcome
time,
back to
you may have listened to a couple of episodes, Idiots Abroad Part 1, Idiots Abroad Part 2, and I think we'll get to release Idiots Abroad Part 3 later on in the next Dos and D Uncut. We don't know when that Uncut will be, do we?
Do we upload 2 Idiots Abroad?
Yeah, there was a Part 1 and Part 2.
Oh,
That's
okay.
halfway through our travels and our post-travels. But
And we did that lying on our bed, actually.
the first one,
Yeah.
we were dead. And that's what we're going to talk about. So, guys, now, we're not travel experts, but if you are intending to go on an overseas trip anytime soon, we've got a few little experiences that we'd love you to look out for. Dos, do you want to kick us off?
Number 1, always have your passport on hand at all times. We've shared it a couple of times on the podcast. When we got on our plane to go to the UK, I left mine in the lounge. Very lucky to get it.
Can you imagine getting on an international flight, right? These flights wait for nobody. They wait for nobody. If you're not on the plane ready to go, see you later. True, Dos, you ask why I get stressed. The whole lead up to it, Dos, have you got everything? Got everything. Yep, we're good. We get in, we're ready to go. We're about to jump on the flight, and then we sit in our seats, all excited, and Dos's face turns a whiter shade of pale. And he's doing these.
Yeah, I worked it out. It wasn't in my bag. It wasn't on me, so I had to go out and check, and it was there.
You demanded a young flight attendant that we do not take off yet, and I go and search for my passport.
And they opened the door for me.
And two men,
No, it was already open.
Dos and one other man, sprinting through the tarmac.
I think we talked about it last Uncut or not that long ago, and I was running back holding it in the air. I was like, I've got it.
I don't think we've told it for a long time.
And let's just say the lady that was waiting at the gate just wasn't as excited as I was.
No,
that I'd found it.
Dos like, I've got it. She was like, get on
the fucking plane, mate.
Yeah.
I actually have something to quickly touch on. So, my habits haven't changed. So just recently in Perth, and even Jai pulled me up on it. So going to Perth, 5-hour flight on the way there. Huey picks me up. I've got everything ready. So Garni, my girlfriend, she was away. She was flying to the Gold Coast. So she had actually flown that morning. So she left like 5 a.m. So she was out. And Huey and the boys were picking me up at like 6. So I've got all my stuff ready, my suitcase, my carry-on, my wallet. Everything's on the bench ready to go. Get everything, go. Huey knocks on the door, go to the airport, park at the parking part, get on the plane, we're on the flight. Got a new pair of headphones, some new wired headphones, because I'm starting to, the EMF in the Bluetooth headphones, I'm starting to kind of realise it might not be good for us. So I bought these new wired headphones, right? So I get on the plane, I'm watching a show, and we get off the plane, and I'm like, fuck, where's my sunnies? And then I was like, oh shit. Well, I messaged Garni. She didn't know where they were. Obviously, she wasn't there. But then the person who was looking after our dog sent a photo. My sunnies are on the bench. So I've left the sunnies at home. Okay,
In
that's all
hindsight,
right.
that's a good
That's
thing.
okay.
Yeah.
So, but I just spent like $100 on them. I just bought new sunnies for this trip. So it was kind of annoying. And then basically get off the plane, realize I don't have my headphones. And then I'm trying to fiddle around, and I realize I left them on the seat next to me.
This is what worries me.
And then
This is actually what causes me stress. This is why I don't sleep.
And a couple days later, actually no, that next day, Jai buys passes for the trains for everyone.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone gets their own train pass. Jai bought them all, and some guys came a bit later. So they're all on the bench. So I've got mine, and I must have misplaced mine. So I just grabbed one of the boys' ones that wasn't taken yet. So then for the next 2 days, Jai's like, "Do you know where Jared's key pass is?" I said, I don't know. But I didn't realise, so I'd lost mine because I found it in my pocket at the end.
Bryce, this is what worries me, right?
And then last one is...
It continues.
We were on our way to Crown Jewel, the pay-per-view, in an Uber, and I'm in the backpack. So there's like 5 blokes. Yeah, 5. Oh, there's 6 of us, actually. 6 of us all sitting in this like minivan, and I'm in the backpack. So like the front 2 seats, the middle, and then the backpack. I'm sitting in the backpack. It's pretty squished, so I had to take shit out of my pockets because it's like tight. So I put my wallet in the little drink holder. And we all get out of the car. So I get out of the car, and then the taxi driver goes, "Someone left their wallet. Someone left the wallet. Someone left the wallet." And I turned around and my wallet was in there.
So this is
Thank
the thing.
God that he pointed that. I would have lost
We don't
it.
even have time for it today, but on one of those uncuts years ago when we did the Idiots Abroad, we literally went through the items Dos lost in this England trip, including like some of my stuff too, by the way. Like I got him a soccer scarf, paid money for it for my team. That got left in an Airbnb. Like this, and I've said this before. Like this is the only piece of advice I could give to you, right?
Leave it all in one place.
Exactly, because I've seen you on planes, and I've seen Dos get onto an international flight, and he puts this. Somebody please tell me I'm not the only one that thinks this is ridiculous. You put one item in the pouch next to you if you've got a bit of space, one in front of you, one to the right.
Yeah, that's what happened on this plane.
Why
we had a
didn't you
spare seat in the middle, so I just put my headphones on the
Put
seat.
everything in the pouch, your allocated pouch. When you get up, just grab it all. Where you go.
But knowing me, I would still forget it's all in that pouch. I'd go, oh.
Bryce, what do you reckon? How much is he going to lose? He's going to lose stuff.
I'll be sweet.
Yeah, well, you
I'll
have
be
to
sweet.
fly over with him, so make sure he's got
true.
everything. Because I can't be there to babysit that particular one. But, well, there you go. That's a thing. Now, we'll keep going into some of the do's and don'ts. One thing I'll say from my personal anecdote is don't piss yourself right before the flight, because then you're stuck for 30 hours with the same wet jocks. Basically, what happened when we flew, it was COVID, and you had to get a COVID test within 48 hours of flying. We flew out on Boxing Day. Christmas Day, we went to get our test. Queue was too big, got to do it at the airport.
Forgot about that.
Go in, and remember I left my SIM card at home, so I had to get him to
you were stressed.
email me, don't call me,
That
or
was
don't
stressful.
text me. Anyway, I've found out how to get past that now. Anyway, I'm stressed. I go into the bathroom, need a piss. Slam the door, start pissing. Didn't lock the door. And a lady opens the door midstream, and I've panicked and quickly pulled my jeans and my
Yeah, wee on yourself.
and just all through my, and then I had to, and because we got to England, we didn't have time to change. We had to go straight to the soccer. So I was in those smelly jocks.
Oh, that's gross. Yeah.
For 30 hours.
That's fucked.
So
At least it's dry.
those jocks got thrown out with another couple pairs across that trip as well.
Yeah, well, one of the other ones I know that
yeah,
I wanted to bring up was.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you have worn a different pair of trousers today because you did wear those jeans a lot. But
It's because someone spilt.
But I'm
drinks on
also
it,
happy that you have gone with a more baggier, lesser tight jean because that was one of the things I want to bring up was don't wear extra tight jeans. And 2, don't wear them when you're going to sleep. This man, when we were in the UK together, like I either sleep in my undies, sleep naked, or sleep with the PJ pants on. Like one of the 3, if it's hot, depending on like the conditions.
I can normally sleep in
Whereas
anything.
D, when we were away, he would just sleep in his just chinos. And D's chinos, they're extra tight. So, and he would sleep. But one in particular, one particular morning, you woke up and...
We're going down this
Oh, we
path.
don't know. We don't have to.
No, go on.
No, we don't have
go
to.
on.
But
You've set the story up. Go on. Just try and insinuate
I think you
it.
just had a fun little dream.
We crossed
And
paths
the tight pants might have mimicked another, tight feeling.
And those particular pair of underpants was never seen again. All right, a couple of other things. Speaking of washing clothes, like we made the mistake that we stayed in this whole town in a place called Durham at the north of England, and we couldn't find. We were told there's no laundromats in Durham, so we got on a train, went to a place called Newcastle.
How far? Like 40 minutes?
I don't know, a long way away. We went the whole day just to wash, and we found this little tiny tumble dryer in this little suburb. I don't know how we ended up there. It's the most ridiculous.
It's a great story.
There's a laundromat on every corner. But for some reason, we got on a train.
I remember telling the guy who ran it, he was like, "What? You've come all the way from Durham?"
Yeah.
He was shocked.
And Bailey, our friend, basically said, "What?" Like, because we got on this train with bags of disgusting clothes that we had to wash. So that's one of my things. Make sure just make sure you kind of know your surroundings when it comes to that.
So we've got Bryce. We had him over the other day.
Yep.
We went over a bit of a checklist for the trip. Hard drives. It's obviously really important. We're going
very
to be creating
important.
lots of content. So we need to work out the appropriate way to store a lot of these files. Going to be doing it at really high quality. So we need to make sure that everything's in order there. So my hard drive that I've always kept on me, I've wiped a hard drive before.
Yeah.
So I'm not great with hard drives.
This is pre-wiping it, though.
Pre-wiping it. But it was like one of those big block ones.
Yeah.
You know?
Which we're told now, but we shouldn't take them on the plane.
No, because the batteries, the discs in them. But basically I brought it with me everywhere because I treated it like my passport.
Yeah, of course.
So one night, most nights, but this was not one night in particular, I was like...
We were staying in a hostel, not an Airbnb.
Yeah, we're staying in a hostel. So I was like, I'm not leaving my hard drive in a hostel. And Dee's like, well, what are you going to do? And we went out clubbing that night. And I remember I put it in my jacket pocket and I took it with me. And I even remember the bouncer, he was like tapping me down and he's like, what's that? And I had to pull it out and show him and it's my
Bob
hard
Scott
drive.
got called in. The funniest thing is, like, in all of the things, like, yeah, okay, if you're a DJ, you probably expect to bring a hard drive with you. But if you're just a punter on the dance floor, dancing with your arms in the air and swinging the coat around, you wouldn't think there's a big hard drive sitting in your pocket. But Doss brought a hard drive into a nightclub.
Don't take a hard drive with you
No,
in the nightclub.
Another thing from you is we got very sick that trip. We don't have to go in. We don't have time to go into all the details. But we were very sick. You were even more sick than me. But it started right from the start. Right from the start, you just weren't.
I think from before we actually took off, I remember having some stomach issues like
Yeah.
at Christmas, and then we left on Boxing Day.
Yeah, and then getting to London, it's a long flight. It's almost the furthest flight you can do. So it's a lot of travel. And on this particular
Dehydrated.
not well, and well, there's a couple of things. Okay, you're obviously not well, and then mix COVID and a flu and a stomach bug in with it. Probably don't keep ordering each morning?
An English English breakfast.
Doss said, I'm not eating an English breakfast. It's not good for my guts. The next day we go for a
So
cafe.
you've got your hash browns, your fried tomatoes,
Sausages.
sausages, eggs, two big bits of
big
toast,
toast.
baked beans,
Yeah.
mushrooms, sometimes some
Some
black
halloumi
pudding
on the side.
Yeah, bit of tomato
And Doss
sauce.
couldn't hate that. But what happened is when Doss got back, the first trip he got before seeing any
I couldn't shit the whole trip. I couldn't poo.
Before seeing any friends or family, he went and got a world-class enema.
I got a colonic.
Oh, colonic, yeah.
I think they're basically the same thing.
Yeah, basically just a pure washout.
Yeah,
And,
it didn't work. It didn't
You were a
work.
crook for
Nothing happened.
You were a cook for a long time.
Even I had to get a colonoscopy, really, and that cleaned it out.
Now, I've only got one more. Do you have any more?
I've just wrote, whenever if we're going to get a hike, I always get insurance
Yeah.
because we've always been a bit tight when it comes to the old,
No,
expenses.
we always end up falling for it.
And we fall for it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the only other thing I've got is if you've got a travel guide, don't be afraid to stand up to him. Because we had a travel guide in England, one of our friends, and we'd wake up in the morning and we'd be just waking up and we've literally got like a couple of pages of this is what you're doing today.
Yeah, an itinerary for 2 days.
This is where you're going to walk. This is where you're going to have coffee. This is where you're going to eat. Very nice of him.
Yeah, but we're allowed to do what we want.
But we're on
we wanted to go
holiday.
to the same cafe a couple of days in a row, and when we told him that, we actually went there again and hid it from him. We didn't tell him.
We was too scared to tell him that we went there because he got so angry that we weren't exploring the other areas. So, look, guys, if you give us, we'll probably ask for travel tips. Please send them through, but just don't crack it if we don't use them.
I know, exactly. We like our own things.
So there's our little, if you're going on an international journey anytime soon, that's just a little couple tips from us. All right, so you've just heard the big news, everybody. We're heading across. But like Dos said in the last segment, this is not our first rodeo.
No.
Might be our first rodeo if we end up at a rodeo. But,
I would love to end up at a rodeo.
Yeah, I've definitely found some mechanical bulls at the very least.
And I've also found you some arseless chaps as well.
Have you indeed? Oh, well, that'll be nice. So even another reason you guys all need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. But like I said, not our first time. This will be your fourth trip to the United
Crazy.
States.
Yeah.
This will be my third.
I've barely been anywhere in Europe, but I've been to America. This is my fourth time in America.
'Cause you've done a couple of like shorter trips. I've done two like longer trips, and you've done a couple of real close ones in a family holiday.
I had a good chat to my mum about this the other night. We were reminiscing on our first family America trip. It was such a good trip. Yeah, loved it.
Well, we're about to hear more about it because we're going to share a few of our US stories, and of course, in true Dos and D fashion, we probably won't tell you all the lovely landmarks we saw and things like that. We probably want to share more of the the unique things that we've
Yeah,
seen.
unique's probably a good word for it.
Yeah, and I like the fact that we released this episode while we're already in the country and we're not having to line up for visas.
True.
But do you want to start with you, perhaps? Maybe.
Well, was I the first one out of us two to head to the United States of America?
You were.
US and A?
Yeah, you did. You went to you went on a family trip.
Yeah, family trip.
As a young, impressionable young lad.
15 years old. Actually spent
With a
my
shaved head.
16th birthday watching LeBron James.
Wow.
Miami Heat, the big three.
You
Chris
would have
Bosh,
thought he'd still be playing.
Dwayne Wade, LeBron. That is insane, isn't it? That's insane.
Just quickly on that, I was last in America 6 years ago. Prior to this,
were they talking about him retiring then?
And people were like, you got to and I should have gone. I had a chance to see him, and I didn't. And then everyone's like, well, that's it. He'll retire next year. 6 years later, he's still going.
We might see him. Who knows?
It might be going in 10 years. Anyway, continue.
But yeah, awesome trip. So we did the classic family holiday. So Mum was actually, I was talking to Mum about it, and Mum was saying, I was like, how did you pay for it? And Mum's like, Mum and Dad obviously had shares and investments for years and years and years, and she worked at ANZ. So they actually took out some of their shares, and it paid for the whole trip. She goes, it wasn't cheap. She told me the number. I thought, gee whiz.
Really?
Yeah. But we went everywhere. We did like New York. We did all the real big cities. New York, San Francisco, Vegas, LA. But then we did like the real like music kind of based cities as well. We did Nashville, did New Orleans, did Memphis. Went to Graceland, which I loved. Yeah, had a ball, mate. Had a ball.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That's the nice stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Now, one thing captures my attention from that holiday from you. It's all very wholesome so far.
Yeah,
but,
it's lovely.
This was the first time Dos decided to go into his creator mode and decide to put together a video. I couldn't find it today, which is a shame.
It's on YouTube somewhere.
I'm sure we can dig it up. But basically, Dos, again with Paul Graham, I wrote the video was, I can't remember exactly what the video was called, but the thing was, the first thing you see, I think it's what song is it?
It's Dynamite by...
Yeah, and then Fireworks come after that.
Yeah, there's Firework on it as well.
Yeah, there's a Katy Perry song.
Like
But,
it's Dynamite.
that's the song, and it's Dos basically did a vlog called "Shit America Was Fun" as a 15.
That was the text. Shit, America was fun.
Yeah, no comma. But
I've actually prepped a few photos, Jared. If you want to,
we're gonna get those photos up. But the thing that we love about this particular video is you'd think, oh, he's done this vlog for a family trip. You'd see sights and you'd see these, seeing LeBron at the basketball, seeing these sorts of things. No, it's just 4 minutes of Dos in one shop trying on hats. And now we've got some photos from that family trip.
Dos at the Grand Canyon.
That's a Grand Canyon.
These were my chubbier days, just for those wondering. Speaking of which, me with a slice of pizza.
There you go. There's a pizza.
I'm looking forward to a New York slice.
I
that's
can't
for
wait.
sure.
$1 for one of those.
That's
dear.
my sister hanging me.
That's
That's it.
Where's that?
I think it's at the Grand Canyon as well.
Oh, yep. Dos getting hung.
We got one of those buses.
Now, this is the kind of content that we saw on the Shit America is Fun video. That's Dos with chopsticks in his ears.
No, I think they're straws.
Oh, straws in his ears.
America isn't known for its Asian cuisine. Let me just say that.
Yeah. But this is the kind of stuff we'll see. There we go. Dos.
Did you notice that?
It says Custerson. Or
No, it doesn't.
Dick. Oh, Custerman. Yeah. No one can get his last name right.
No one gets my last name or my first name right, and it's a bloody disgrace.
Custerman. There's. This feels like your auntie and uncle's house looking at the family trip on a big projector. For
those listening, you need to watch it.
Yeah, this is a.
We're in a limousine there.
Keep it going. There's a limousine.
More limousines.
What's this?
Geez, Dick Custerson had a good budget. A couple of limos.
Yeah, a couple of limos. Jeez, how many shares? Oh, there's Dos busting for a loo.
Busting
in front of a restroom.
Busting for a wee.
Look at the singlet. Oh, that screams Dos 2010.
Anyway, I think that might be it. Oh, no.
There's Dos.
That was at, I think that was at Universal Studios, one of those. That was like a 3D.
They just get. I can't even describe this photo. You have to go see it.
What's in there? I think that's at Hard Rock Cafe or something.
Oh, right. Yeah. Did you go to Hooters? Weren't you very
No, I didn't get to go to Hooters, actually. I was spewing. New York City in the snow, Central Park. Being an idiot again.
Anything else, Jared? Or are we coming to the end of the... Okay, well,
That's
there's
it.
the family
there you
photos
go.
done. And they definitely never got lost in a computer virus a couple of years later, did they? At least some of them remain.
At least some of them were posted on Facebook.
Yeah. Well done. So,
yeah.
so obviously...
I had a great trip.
Yeah, you did have a great trip.
As you can see.
Very old. So we promise our vlogs will show some more of what's going on.
Hopefully there'll be video content over there.
Yeah, but...
and you've been over. Tell me a bit more about your first time.
Well, the first time I went was it was supposed to be you, me and Jai. We were 21. We just turned 21. We decided we'd do a US trip. Ended up you didn't go for other circumstances.
For fair choices.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I ended up going with Jai, and I tagged along on his family holiday. So it was a holiday of a lot of it was a lot of fun, a lot of sightseeing, a lot of walking, a lot of history.
A lot of 5-star hotels from what you've told me.
Yeah. Well, that's another conversation. But the only thing that really comes... You said, did anything funny happen that trip? I'm like, yeah, probably. And I'm like, can I really think of anything? The only thing that really comes to my mind is... and you've just spent some time with Jai.
Yeah, we were in Perth together.
And what was the thing you gleaned from, especially at night time with him?
Man, I wasn't sure if there was a train in the house because choo-choo, that snoring was so loud.
And remember, the snoring that he's done now, that's post-surgery. He went and had surgery for this. But
So he had surgery on the sinus.
In America, he hadn't had this surgery yet. And he was snoring the house down. But the funniest thing is, we were in Las Vegas, went to the Grand Canyon, similar to you. Actually hung out with your cousin over a couple of nights.
Nath.
And he was a bad man.
From what he's told us.
From what he's told us. I didn't see any of it, but apparently he was a bad man. Anyway, we went to the Grand Canyon the next day. I don't know why Jai was so tired because he didn't come out with us. He had a good snore. And basically, picture this. So we were like this holiday... They wanted to do experiences.
Helicopters over the Grand Canyon, that's not cheap.
So we got a helicopter, but we got upgraded because no one else had booked. So we were supposed to do like an afternoon flight. We got upgraded to dusk. So you fly into the Grand Canyon, you have dinner in the Grand Canyon, you fly out and you come into Vegas, and by the time you get back to Vegas, it's all lit up in a helicopter. It's really nice.
So you were meant to be in the morning?
Yeah, like I think it was like 12 o'clock.
So you didn't do it till later,
No, so we got upgraded, they said, and it was a much better experience. Like you go into the Grand Canyon, you're having dinner. It's one of those things, and
How cool.
You can't describe it. It's one of, like, there's no way, no photos do it justice. I can't say anything to do it justice. Anyway, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is when you're flying, it's about a 45-minute helicopter ride. Firstly, you're in a helicopter. How cool.
Yeah. Had you been in one before?
No, I don't think so. But the second thing is, as you're flying, you get out of Vegas, you go over the little towns, and then you're in desert. And you literally are seeing wildlife. Like, you see like horse, I don't know if they're horse, but you see like things moving.
Coyotes.
Yeah, you see like all these animals and like this desert and there's nothing.
Yeah.
It's incredible to see.
Tumbleweed.
But of course, when you're in a helicopter, you got to put on headsets, and the only way to communicate is to talk through microphones. And so our tour guide is like saying, out here you can see this, and out here, and you're asking questions and blah, blah, blah. And then I'm sort of sitting at the front, and there's this noise coming through my headset. And I'm like, what is this noise? And I'm just hearing... There's no excuse because he was fully rested. Jai Richardson in the most majestic sight you're ever going to see, once in a lifetime, sun coming down, animals running in the desert. He is snoring his head off through the headset. It's not just us. There's a lovely newly married couple that are on their honeymoon that are listening to Jai Richardson snoring, going over
funny.
the Grand
That's
Canyon.
very
So
funny.
that's the only real story that comes to my mind from that
that's
trip.
gold.
But this leads me to
A lot
your
of museums that trip.
Huh?
A lot of
lot
museums.
yeah, to the point we gave up. Now we enter the next phase. You go over for a nice little romantic holiday with the missus at the time.
Ex-missus.
Yeah, missus at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't hear that part.
To Honolulu.
That was nice. It was after the 21st birthday. And I will say, it wasn't, I think, going to Hawaii wasn't really my choice.
It's a very couple.
I will say, I remember it was more her that really wanted to go, and there was a deal, and
yeah, you can get quite
a good
cheap there.
deal.
And it's not how. Do you remember how far it is? It's not super.
it wasn't crazy.
Nah.
No, it wasn't
Probably
crazy.
8 to 10
Yeah, I
hours.
think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was about 9 hours.
Yeah.
which is really good.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
I'll just say the loophole for those that want to go to America. Wait till they do deals. You can get a one-way ticket to Hawaii for like less than $500, and then you're in this country, and then go from there.
okay, thanks. So got a deal. I didn't really want to go, but yeah, we do what we do.
Yeah.
So it was it was right after my 21st birthday. It was all booked in. We went over, and yeah, I loved it, but it was very like coupley stuff.
Yeah.
And we were in just Waikiki the whole time.
Is any fire breathing?
Yeah, sort of fire breathing.
Well,
No, I don't think they breathe fire, but they have what's called a luau. So like that's like the barbecue. So yeah, you got to experience that.
Yep.
The Hawaiian dances, weren't
Yep.
they a bit of fun?
Yeah. You could look those.
Traditional Hawaiian barbecue at the luau.
Yep.
Sipping
How many days were you there?
Muay Thai. I think is that what it's called? That's a sport.
That's a martial art.
Yeah.
I was drinking Muay Thais, he said. This is the kind of stuff that in a few weeks' time we're going to be on the streets of New York
Can you look
facing
this up, Jared,
facing
please?
gangsters, and
What's
Doyce are going to say,
I would just grab a large cup of Muay Thai. Mai Tai.
Mai Tai.
No, well, pretty damn close.
close.
But not close enough. No, I think that's.
How long were you there for?
9-10 days.
So that's all nice. Okay, so you go from the Hawaii,
Yes,
very romantic.
yeah.
It's all very nice. But then a couple of years later, you text the group chat and say, "Boys, I'm off to the States." I thought, oh, and you go to Orlando. Now, Orlando, first thing that comes to my mind in Orlando is Disney World, which
Yeah.
you've been, haven't you?
Yeah, went on the family trip.
I'd
actually.
love us to find a way
Me
there.
too.
I don't think we're going
Nah.
to, but I'd love to find a way there. Maybe Disneyland,
Yeah.
LA.
Yeah.
But the other thing in Orlando is you love your wrestling.
That's where the HQ is.
But you didn't go to any wrestling. You didn't go to any Disney World. You're only there a few days, and
And it was very last minute.
you found yourself in a rather interesting predicament.
Oh,
Why did you go to Orlando for a
let's
few
just
days?
say, I got I got sucked in by a very, very good salesman, and I was basically joining a cult, essentially.
Not a religious cult.
Not a religious cult, but I'll treat it with some respect because I know
Yeah,
people that have.
yeah, of course,
I know
of course.
people that have gone.
Don't
but
say any words. Don't name.
I won't mention what it was, but
You're in tears on
I was-
day one.
Yeah, day one it was very overwhelming, and I was in. Actually,
How old were you?
I'll even rewind a bit further. So we landed, friend or kind of family connection. He's the one who kind of pushed me to go, and
A man
I
who
was-
dominates travel knows
dominates
exactly.
travel. I was
Yeah.
probably feeling a bit vulnerable.
Yep.
That stage of my life.
How old were you?
I would have been 23, 4.
What year?
Maybe 24.
Was it 19? 2019?
Actually, I would have been 25, 24, 25. Yeah, it was 19, I think.
Yeah, so 24.
And yeah, went over with him on the plane, and then we got to the hotel, and he'd like booked everything and stuff. And I remember he'd gone. We got there late at night, like 10 at night, at our accommodation in Orlando. And you know me, I'm not one that loves to be outside their comfort zone. I don't like being by myself. I hate being by myself. And I had to. This sounds really pathetic, but I had to check in on my own.
Yeah.
Pathetic. And but then I check in, and my check-in's not working. I wasn't
That is stressful.
because he signed it up, not
Yeah.
me. And so I was freaking out and ringing him on the phone, going, "Oh my god, my card's getting declined," and this and that. And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm not going to have anywhere to stay." And then for 9 days, I just went through this very deep. It was like a massive
Experience.
deep experience. This big seminar, and yeah, they looked.
You were lying on your bed at one.
I was lying in my bed at one point, getting
with men surrounded by you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, one man.
Oh, one man. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds a bit. Not. It sounds. That sounds.
With eyes wide shut. Stuff.
Yeah. My hands tied to the bed.
And we won't release you unless you pay us more money.
No, it was.
No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
But I remember on my last day, the annoying thing was it was a 10-day experience. The trip was 10 days, but the whole course is meant to last 8. So I'm thinking, I'll have 2 days to get
go to Disney
Orlando.
World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll finally, mate. Do you know how I was messaging my girlfriend at the time, going, "Oh my god, it's day 3. Fuck. Oh my god, it's day 4. Like, there's so much time to go. Like, I really was not enjoying it." And it was just so draining emotionally. And then basically got to day 8. And they're like, "Yeah, no, you're a bit behind in the course, so it's going to take you
Classic DOS.
extra 2
Always the last to
days."
finish the exams.
So then I just had to do it. I didn't get to leave the accommodation once.
That's horrible.
The whole 10 days.
It's horrible.
And then I flew home.
It wasn't until we had a guest on the show earlier this year, off Neil Chizzy, where Dos looked at me and goes, "There's a bit of deja vu about this story."
Well, didn't we look it up? We looked it up,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
people were saying, "Yeah, it is very cold." So,
anyway, but there you go. That was your.
So I didn't really get to see much of America. The best American part of that, which I can't wait to, is I went to IHOP every night. And
I've never been.
And I just ate pancakes every night.
Never been.
Fuck, they were good.
So we're going there?
Anywhere where I've already told my coach, my fitness coach, I said, "Mate, please allow in my macros some pancakes."
Yeah.
Because I want some pancakes
that'd
and
be
some
fun.
Texas barbecue while we're there.
Yeah, we're going to, the macros are going up that day.
Yeah, and then you had a second trip in the States.
Yeah, I did. And it wasn't as wholesome as any of the stories we've heard today. Yeah, I did. I had the 2019 trip.
We joke about it being your
Yeah, a holiday.
sex tour.
No, it wasn't. I was just a bit of a naughty boy.
Sorry.
Yeah, anyway, I love it in the States. And no, I had a great time. I solo traveled. What I will say is the whole purpose of that trip is I went over there with no itinerary and I just wanted to wing it. And
You came back with a girlfriend.
No, that's not true.
I thought you did.
No. No. What happened was basically I only booked one night accommodation and I wanted to completely just wing it. And I enjoy this. I actually, a bit different to you. You say you like the comfort. I'm the opposite. I like to kind of...
You're a bit more spontaneous.
Yeah. So the whole purpose was wake up in the morning when I'm leaving a city, jump on Skyscanner, get the cheapest flight, let's go to the city. And it was just a great trip. So it was just a lot of meeting people, a lot of fun. And met some lifelong friends. And now your friends.
I've now met. Yeah.
Now your friends too. So yeah, that was a great trip. Well, one thing I will say from this was, in all seriousness, was the interrogation at the airport.
That's where I thought you were going.
Because I didn't have any itinerary, they held me in, I don't know what you call it, customs or whatever, and grilled me. And I had to, again, I always tell this story. It's one of my favorites. I didn't expect any of this. I didn't realize that's, and I got whisked into another room and sat down and had to give up my phone.
So what happens? You walk up to, say, a counter.
So you
give
up
them your passport
they
and you
scan
either
it.
go through.
Yeah. Or they normally just ask you a couple of questions. What are you doing here? Blah, blah, blah. And I was just being honest. I'm backpacking. I don't really know where I'm going to be. And that's obviously now in hindsight.
That's red flag.
Now I realize. At the time I didn't expect it. I just thought I'd go through, get on my next flight, and away we go. They didn't like that, and I had to give up my phone. But what I love, my favorite part about this is, my phone's unlocked and they're going through every app. So any app, any social media app.
Were you doing some dating on the apps at the time?
No. But they're reading like all your conversations. They're if they look at a photo, if I've screenshotted something, they'll zoom in to see what it says, just to see if there's any hidden code. They're obviously trying to think you might be immigrating. But they have to flick through all your photos, your recent photos.
I know where
they're flicking through one by one by one, and most of them are just normal photos. And then a couple of saved photos of a drunken Wade Cusses and passed out on a couch with in the nud. And
that's for my PP.
The funniest thing is when they're flicking through it, he'll just flick, he'll just stop, look back, and next one. Well, I thought that would have given him some joy, but yeah, all I can say from that trip was I did get up to a lot.
Which photo was it? Because there's some photos that where I'm happy with how it looks, and there's others that are not so much.
There's one where
that one in the blue shirt.
Yeah, that
it's
one.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
It's full of blood.
I wish we could put that one up. I think that might have been a post a bit of fun.
That's disgusting, mate. I can't believe I said that.
But speaking of discussing, I was discussing that trip too. But your favourite thing was the Batman costume. I think you enjoyed that.
Yeah, well, that's a great story.
Well, all that happened was it was Halloween. We weren't prepared. We went to Walmart. There was only kids' clothes left, and we got some Superman. What are they called? Superheroes, and we had to literally cut holes to fit in. And the problem was though, once you got into this thing, you weren't getting out. So, and you know what my bladder's like. So when you go to the toilet, you basically every time you go, you're losing a layer of clothing until you're basically in your footy
If you're
shorts.
in a one piece, it's very difficult.
And that night I went home with a bit of a what did I take home from that night? I tried to take home a guitar, didn't get the guitar.
Is this the lady with the hairy legs?
Yeah, it was an unfortunate part of that night. All I'll say is, if you ever go to a
She
Halloween,
was a raging feminist that
if you
didn't
ever-
believe in body hair.
if you ever go to a Halloween party and you decide to kick on with somebody else at the end of the night, make sure they're not covered head to toe in their costumes, so you can have a look at the
What did you say that
look
day?
at the
You said- and she was
car
a
before you
raging
take
feminist.
it for a test
Yeah.
drive. Yeah, raging feminist. Yeah, and that was a bit of a shock to the system. But as we all
Well,
do,
we're going to
we
have
sol-
no time on this trip for
we
any of that.
soldier on.
It's
No.
going to be all work and little play.
little play, unless we do an all-nighter in Vegas.
Yeah, and I think the biggest. I'm actually a bit worried about you because.
Why?
No, I'm worried because. So let's just put this out there. So D's flying over 2 weeks before me and Bryce, and which he asked me and he said, "Dos, I'm thinking I haven't had a holiday in like 4 years." Which he did. He's like, "Can I go over?" I said, "Yeah, mate, of course." So he's going over, but. He said to me the other day, he goes, "I'm worried I'm going to get over there and I'm just going to collapse."
Oh,
you said, I'm like, we're just going to be, think about it, we're going to be working every day for 2 weeks. We fly over there. One, you don't sleep well as it is already. Like, how many hours sleep did you get last night? He's always stressed.
No, it's only before a recording day. I stress. Yeah.
I'm a bit worried that we're going to get over there and you're just going to cark it.
That means to die for those
No,
listening.
not die, but
no,
I think Bryce would know what I mean. It was like,
you know me though. I'll show up.
I
and I'll
know, but
push
we need
through.
you at your best.
Huh?
We
I
need
will
you at
be
your
at my
best.
best. I will be at my best. Trust me, I'll be at my best. I don't think there's
Hostels are for sleeping in.
they are.
Yes.
That's what I'll be doing.
That's what I'm saying. Please
Common
use them to sleep.
Common rooms are for.
Common rooms are for board games,
Yeah.
not for other activities.
Yeah. Anyway, now the next.
It's not a bedroom. Sorry.
I did lure one or two in by saying let's have a game of chess. All right, let's.
We're due for a hit soon, aren't we?
we're we're incredibly due for.
I know, we're still due for a hit of golf.
Yes, we
we
are.
really.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't have the time. We're busy cats. But
Yeah, we get invited. We actually occasionally do get invited for a hit. I think we're a bit self-conscious, but
Yeah, I know.
I know some of them might be able to help us.
Yeah, golf clearance outlet.
Yes.
I mean, we've loved having them on board so far.
been
They've been great partners and friends of the show. We've been out there, met the lads, and we've really enjoyed getting to know them and getting to know
Yes.
their business and how amazing that, what they've done in the golf space. So, JCO, do you want to tell everyone a bit more about them? I'm sure everyone already knows.
Yeah,
but-
everyone knows, but we will say, I mean, Golf Clearance Outlet, that's a place you go for a bargain. That's the way I like to think of it. So I head on the website. They've got all the brands, all the big brands, all the golf brands that you know and love and use. Go and check it out, because if you're looking for that one, it could be a driver, it could be an attire, it could be anything that you need. If you can't find it anywhere else, check out the site, because they do have bargains and a discounted price.
I think also another good part to add is if golf can feel intimidating.
Yeah.
And if for me personally as well, going to a golf shop, not knowing a lot about golf, it can probably feel a bit overwhelming, intimidating. I don't know exactly what I need or what I should get, or like the guys at every one of those stores, they're there to help you. If you're new to the game, you can walk in there and they'll walk you through exactly what you need without trying to rip you off as well.
Exactly right. It's a good way to say. So if you're just starting in golf, they can sort you out head to toe, be ready to go, and on the course for a very, very small price. You're not going to get it anywhere else. So head to golfclearanceoutlet.com.au to check them out or shop online. Or, of course, you can, go and visit one of their many stores, Dos.
We obviously love a confession.
We do, but just before we jump in,
sorry,
there's
apologies.
the Trilite buggy behind me. I'm quite interested in this. Now, if you really want to get started with golf, this is 5.5 kilos to wheel this around the course. Only $200 at Golf Clearance Outlet. Why go anywhere else, Dos?
And obviously, you would have seen our guests the last few weeks or couple of
Yes.
months go home with the Pro FX Sharpshooter Slope Rangefinder. So they're loving that. They're going home with that. It's
the best one?
It's the best one out there. And you won't find a price better than GCO, will you?
$166.
Bargain.
That's a great Christmas present too. Now, like you said, confession time. Now, last time we sat here,
Wasn't
with
our
D
best
Uncut, wasn't
content,
our
was it?
best, and the poor editor Jared was put for a long time trying to clip parts together of a shambles.
It was
of
a long
segment.
day.
But we again, as we did our pre-show meeting, we said, well, what have you got to confess? Well, we've kind of confessed everything, but we thought, why don't we head to the World Wide Web?
I mean, I
and,
could confess things, but they're just not for air.
Don't say that, because then we want to hear it. I think we've confessed most things. But what we've decided to do is actually go and find some confessions online, because we haven't done this yet. And you've got a couple for me, I think.
Do you want me to just go for it?
Yeah, I reckon
Okay.
let's just jump in.
All right. So Well, we always love going to we don't do it as much these days, but one of our most reliable sources, reddit.com. We love going there and going through a bit of a spiral into Reddit, and you type in your prompt and you do giggle. Sometimes you go, oh, that person genuinely is, it's probably not overly funny. Like they're genuinely confessing something that's probably from the heart. So I had to sift through those to find the humour.
I found real priest confessions.
Well, but I find that hard to believe because that's illegal, isn't it?
No, well, what the article I read was he basically said he's not a priest anymore. He was, because he wasn't allowed to talk about it. But he kind of ran it tongue in cheek. He just basically said everybody comes into the confessional, and they think they're the first person, or they're really bad for confessing it. And he said 10 times a day someone would come in and confess to watching pornography, and they think they're the first person and the worst person for doing it. He's like, I hear it every day, mate.
Yeah, I haven't done that.
No, you wouldn't do that.
No, I haven't.
Nah.
So the first one that I've got is, and I won't read the username, but this was posted 8 years ago, so it's had a solid chunk of time, and I just found this so funny. I'm an Indian American and I grew up in the US.
Yeah.
Both my parents are very typical Indians, and growing up, I had absolutely no idea what divorces were.
Ah.
No one I knew ever had one, and my parents aren't really the type to talk about kind of stuff. So I just assumed that some kids were so lucky they got to live in a second home during the weekend.
Oh.
I was jealous that these kids had weekend homes and we really didn't. It's kind of embarrassing to say I didn't really understand the concept of divorce until I was well into middle school. That's hilarious.
That is.
I actually thought you would have had a greater laugh at that. I just thought that was so amusing.
That
like,
is.
Imagine going through your whole life not knowing what divorce meant.
That's a very long time to do it. But I'm more thinking, imagine what some of the conversations would have been at school, like, with their kids actually going through their trauma and their divorces, and then this fellow's just it's making light of the situation.
You got one?
You go your next one, because
Okay.
mine are just more darts to the dartboard.
This one's got a bit of cackle to it. So I have Tourette syndrome. That's not the confession. It's just true, and everybody knows it. That being said, not all my tics are real. Sometimes I just don't like people, and I feel like I have to voice it.
Well, that's a very good
That's a great
excuse
confession.
for doing it. I like
And then
that one.
the first comment, someone wrote, "You're doing God's work. They need to hear it, and we can't say it."
I like that. Have you got any more?
No,
Well,
we
I've
said two. So.
Like we said we're only going to do a couple. I've struggled to find kind of longer stories. So I found a website that had people just writing in to confess, and there was anonymous confessing. So they're basically just headlines. The first one was, I masturbate to my Sims woohooing. So the game, The Sims, when they find a lover and they make a bit of noise, this fellow finds it rather arousing.
Didn't you? Wasn't there a PlayStation game you used to like?
Grand Theft Auto.
Can you explain
Vice
that
City.
story? It's very funny.
All it was Grand Theft Auto. I'm sure anyone that's ever played Grand Theft Auto on PS2 would know this. And when you're a 10-year-old kid, you think it's the most amazing thing ever. But you could pick up a prostitute, and there's a certain way you do it. You drive in the car. I can't remember. You pick them up. They jump in the car. You drive somewhere safe, and then you obviously do the deed. But as a kid, it was always frustrating because the camera angle, and all our mates did this, the camera angle of the car would come down. You see the car like lifting up and down, but you couldn't see anything. But there was a rumor going around, there was a cheat code that you could basically manipulate to change the angle so the camera angle wouldn't dip down, so you could see what was going on. So one day, my neighbour, who was about 10 years older than me, we were in his house for about 2 hours picking up prostitute after prostitute, trying to basically... Don't look appalled. You asked me to share the story.
But I didn't want you to say prostitute 4 times.
Well, that's what it is. Picking up women of the night multiple times.
Yeah, there
and
you
then
go.
eventually was able to manipulate it. We were quite disappointed just to see that they were just sitting in their chairs and the car's bouncing and there's noises going on.
Animations.
And,
it's not
that's all
easy.
it was.
It's not an easy game, animation.
No, it wasn't. This person used to post fake jobs on the internet just so they could build their own resume. So basically, he found out he needed to have a proper resume.
So he
for
would
work.
find other people's resumes.
So he would he'd post a fake job on, say, a Seek, for example, and he'd get people applying, and he'd just take bits
That's
and pieces
clever.
to build his own resume.
Wow. I wonder what era that was in, because now obviously people just get ChatGPT to write their resumes, or you can just Google stuff. But That's actually quite intelligent.
Well, this one just says, you know how men sometimes pose as cute girls on the internet? Well, I'm a girl. I sometimes pose as an incel just to gain access to those types of spaces. So that's a bit of a reversal. So,
I'm confused.
well, basically, sometimes guys will post as girls, apparently. And
On what? Photos?
I don't know. I think stealing photos and, yeah, it's not good. It's not good. And then finally, I lied about seeing a bear just to get into the newspaper. And I think that's a classic as a kid or a teenager.
Yeah, wanting to get...
Basically went to school, had to basically lied. The reason they couldn't go to school, saw a bear, and then they ended up bringing the newspaper in and had to go along with the story. So that's a pretty nasty confession.
That was great.
So we do it all thanks to GCO.
Thanks to GCO.
Well, there we go. We are officially underway on the Dos and D US tour. What a way to propel it, to start it by a nice Dos and D Uncut Dos.
I know. I mean, it's a special episode. We've been building up to it for a long time. So hopefully this was a good amount of content that we could pump it up about.
Absolutely. So make sure, guys, if you're just tuning in today, make sure you head over to our YouTube, hit subscribe. You really want to see the content we're going to be releasing over the next few months, which will all be to do with America. The interviews are going to be huge. It's the biggest thing we've ever done. We're so excited.
And I mean, we're like, you don't want to pump it up too much, but the interviews that we've got are just massive. You know, we're absolutely stoked with who we've got locked in. So we can't wait to get over there and create lots of content and the behind the scenes stuff. It's going to give you a real good look into something we haven't shared before.
Exactly right. So guys, we couldn't have done this without you guys. If you didn't listen and tune in each week, we wouldn't have the opportunity to go over there. So we're very, very excited. But as we say every week, we're like, subscribe, do all of that, and enjoy Dos and D in the US of A.